Welcome back to DraemondDoesGaming. Draemond here, playing a new game today called Terra Invicta. Terra Invicta is a grand strategy game similar to the likes of Crusader Kings or Europa Universalis. I think that's that one, EU4. You know, those style of games. But this one is set in the current time, and very similarly to what XCOM is. And actually, the creator of this game is the creator of the mod, The Long War, which is really cool. So after they finished the Long War, started working on this. It was a Kickstarter. Oh, I don't know, 8 or so years ago, I want to say. It's been a long time since it started on Kickstarter, but they recently just released the 1.0 version, so that's what we're going to play today. Now, this game is massive, huge even, and I haven't really even explored much beyond like the first year in the game, which takes a long time. So this could be a series that lasts 100 or so episodes. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if we'll make it all the way through or not. It'll kind of depend, but we're gonna try our best at it. So basically, what this timeline is current day, the same geopolitical landscape as we have as of today, 2026. Where an alien ship crash lands on the Earth, and we, as a faction, try to figure out what we want to do with that. Whether we are like XCOM, and in this case it's called the Resistance, where we're trying to protect humanity. We could choose a faction that lets us eradicate it, or appease them, or things like that. But the idea is to control the different nations of the world, to eventually launch ourselves into space to either combat or befriend the alien threat. And that's Terra Invicta in a nutshell. This first episode is going to be a lot of going over the tutorial, and things like that, because there is a lot to this game. I've played through the tutorial recently, but there's just so much that I'm not going to explain it probably properly. So I'd like to just get in there with the tutorial, try it out, and go from there. So we're gonna do a new game. We're gonna choose the 2026 scenario. Yeah, so when they first created this game, and released the first early access, it was in 2022. So it's been several years since this has happened. So you could play that, and we would start there, but we're going to go 2026. You can choose the different solar systems, whether it's a medium-sized, light, minimal. We're gonna go just full-on, straight-out regular game here. We're gonna have all 8 factions in the game, and then these are the different factions that are available. So there's the Resistance, who we're going to be today, mostly because I resonate with them the most, and also the tutorials with them. So we're gonna do that. Basically, they want to protect humanity by resisting the alien invasion. There's humanity first, and you'll see like the difficulty on it. They want to eradicate all the aliens and everyone that supports them, which not the greatest. There's the initiative, exploit the alien arrival to gain power. So we want to exploit the aliens, use them to our advantage. The servants, which is supporting the aliens, let the aliens take over, be their patsies basically. And then the protectorate, protect humanity by appeasing the aliens, so a little bit different than the resistance in that regard. You want to appease them, you want to work with them, but you still have humanity values there. So the Academy, convincing the aliens that we're equals, which is apparently the hardest thing to do. And then Project Exodus. And this one is also kind of neat because I thought about playing as these guys too, but I need the resistance, mostly for the tutorial and objects. So if we end up playing this a second time through, I might try out this one, where you basically want to escape the aliens by creating a spaceship and going to another solar system. So sorry about that, I just had a sneezing fit. Alright, so let's get into the resistance. So they have a whole bunch of options you can choose a whole bunch of different variables and things to make your game completely customizable to what you want, which is kind of cool. But what we're going to want to do is just use the regular default settings for everything for now. And we're gonna go just the long campaign. I know it's a little intimidating, but I've also played through a full thing of the Long War, which is insanely long. That was somewhere around like 300 hours of gameplay. So I'm not opposed to doing a longer campaign just to see how that goes too. And this is like the true experience of the game, so that's what I want to do rather than an accelerated campaign. If I play a second time, I'd probably do an accelerated one. So let's start off and enable the tutorial, and let's get to it. And yes, there is fully customizable shipbuilding in the game. I actually have not gotten that far yet. Like I said, only like played through parts of the first year of the game, so I don't really know that aspect of it. The whole spacefaring and everything, that's all going to be new when we get there. But I think this will be good.
We remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Everyone loves heroes, depends on them, to save us from evil, lead us through darkness. Problem is, real heroes are always ignored. What no one understands is that being shot at is easy. The hard part is convincing someone they're drowning before it's too damn late.
welcome to the Resistance, basically. So, I do like the fact that it kind of starts the same as an XCOM campaign, where it starts with aliens crash land, and we need to go investigate it and everything. I'm not going to read through all the tutorial stuff, but I'll go over everything here, and it's going to go over a lot as well. And you'll see, like, we've got this massive globe, all the countries, regions, and things. So one of the other things you're going to find out is just how well I am at geography to try and figure out where are all these countries as well when something crashes in, like, Belgrade or something like that, right? So an alien vessel has crashed down in the Arkhangelsk. Also, I'm sorry for my enunciation on all these different regions as well. So in Russia, while the wreckage is unrecoverable, we suspect an alien life form escaped into the surrounding countryside.
Greetings, Commander. I am pleased to report the Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Fiona Iowade, your Chief of Staff. While most of the world is reacting with fascination at the arrival of an alien species on Earth, we represent a small group who believes the aliens' crash landing and disappearance may signify a potential threat. We intend to build an international organization capable of investigating and, if necessary, combating any danger aliens may pose.
Anytime that there's, like, talking from commander or leaders and things like that, Fiona here is kind of like the head of the Resistance, chief of staff, right? So, but this is the one that we're going to be talking with the most. I'll let them play through because they're good sound bites. So, I recommend we send a counselor to investigate the crash site in the region as soon as possible. Our other counselors may be best used in trying to gain influence in nations that may be able to contribute resources to our cause. Review our objectives at any time. Okay.
Our council is made up of some of the Earth's best and brightest. They are capable, connected, and standing by for your orders.
Perfect. So what we can do, we have some faction assets over here. Right now we have 2 people. Nice. Anthony Courtier from Canada. Fantastic. And Shujuan Wei from China. Very cool. Basically, we're going to be using these counselors to do missions in the world, whether to control nations, to gain influence, to investigate aliens, into sabotaging other factions, things like that. So there's a mission assignment phase at every, I want to say, like, week in game or 2 weeks in game, and we get to reassign our counselors to do different missions there.
If we truly face the threat of invasion, we need to start organizing now. We are going to need global cooperation on a never-before-seen scale. I recommend we start tasking our counselors with gaining support in strategic positions of power across the globe.
So you'll see, like, they want us to gain a control point in a nation, and what that means is once each nation, so for example, like Turkey or Libya, things like that, will have a set amount of control points. For example, Iran looks like it has 5. So there's like 5 little spots of Iran. So if you were to control here, if you want full control of Iran, you would need 5 control points there. But you can pick and choose and kind of just get like a little piece of it and get a little bit of the resources added to your monthly incomes and things like that. So we're going to want to do that pretty quick.
Reports are still coming in, but it is clear that an alien object has crashed down on the planet. We should send a counselor to investigate the site as soon as possible.
That's very self-explanatory, so I won't worry about this one. Investigate the alien activity. We've got our... Oh, okay, that's Anton. Perfect. Here's our UI, tutorial interface, just tells us a bit about it, get started. Okay, pretty easy.
This is
We
your
are
main
going to go
command
through all of
interface.
these to just
From here, we can monitor developments across the globe and beyond,
so everyone
send our
can see what
counselors
they
on
are.
missions, direct research and development, and much more. Take some time to familiarize yourself with it.
Yeah, because this is going to be huge, right? Most of the game stuff is up here. So we've got our settings, which is straightforward. Our objectives are here, so we can click on that to find all of the objectives. This is our resources, mostly due to the stuff that we get on Earth. So, for example, we have money. Money is what we spend, right, to build things, etc. Influence is how we get more nations with us, boosting their public opinions, things like that, doing missions. We have ops. Ops is small scale combat, espionage, things like that. Boost is for when we want to launch a rocket into space eventually. We need to have boost, so we need countries that can add to that. We have mission control also for space, so we won't worry about that too much. We have our research, so there's a giant tech tree, and it's actually kind of interesting because it's like a shared tech tree across all the nations, so we all contribute points into something, into different projects. When it completes, whoever put the most into it gets to pick the next thing, which is actually very cool. And this is how many control points we have, or could potentially have. So money, influence, ops, all straightforward. Boost is going to be coming from established space programs, so like NASA, stuff like that, right? If we get control points into the United States, we'll control NASA, and that'll be a big boost to, well, boost. Same thing with mission control and stuff. So research, control points. These are the space resources. We're not going to worry about these too much yet because we don't need to until we're in space. We have our navigation bar, which is what we're going to be using a lot of. So we have the Earth view, which is what we currently have. There's the solar system itself, so we can see, there's all the asteroids, there's Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Mercury, all that fun stuff, which is very cool. Coming back onto the planet itself, we have the different faction councils, we have the nations, we have the habitats for when we get into space, same thing with fleets, research and development, which we'll get into as well, intel. So this basically tells us what do we know about everything. And then event summary if we need a log. So, and then the geoscape, so we can kind of change how it looks on the map here. And then our finder panel, this tells us everything that we have, and we can search specifically for something there. And then time settings, we're going to want to pause time a lot. We can set up alarms as well to be like, you know what, in April, we need to do something. So, but I don't think we have to worry about that too much. And then they've got a pretty awesome codex and how to hide and dismiss the tutorial. So currently we're paused, so yeah, if we want to do this, we can look at like the population of the world, right? So we can do like investment points, like China and the United States have most, right? Per capita, control points, military level, boost income. So it's mostly China and the United States. However, one nation, Kazakhstan, has a nice little spot as well. How much unrest there is in the world, and you'll see, like, it's fairly accurate to today, as well. There's also an ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. So, but we're just going to come back to the nation's view. We're going to use this view the most. And as you can see, for example, here, if we go to the UK has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different control points. If we click on here, oh, is that Glasgow, Birmingham, Cardiff, London? Yeah. So we can choose when we're with our missions to be like, hey, we want to get, and each one is, has slightly different statistics and things. So it's a massive game. Okay, so confirming a science. We need to select a counselor mission. So first off, let's go and check out our counselors. First, we have Anthony Courtier, and you're probably going to look at this and go, wow, there's a lot of stuff here, right? And you're not wrong, there is. So there's a lot of stats. Every agent is different, so we'll see how well each of them do at different things. So Anthony from Montreal, Canada, has different missions than Shujuan it will. So see, she has a lot more of them, but they're more like espionage and things like that, while he has more persuasion abilities and things like that. Actually, they can both do public campaigns and things, which is pretty cool. So we kind of want to figure out what their stats are like, so we can figure out where to put them. So he has a 5 persuasion, max value is 25, but 5 seems okay as a starting point. It's not great, but it's okay. Good administration. So administration, how to manage large organizations. We get some more money income. Okay, that's cool. Their loyalties, okay, that could be higher, to be perfectly honest. And then he's got an okay science. All right, so you can kind of see his monthly incomes here. He brings in a little bit of research, influence, and money. He's loss averse, haunted by defeat, so suffers -1 loyalty for every crewed hab belonging to faction that's destroyed. Okay, so this won't come into effect until later on in the game, when we're at space. Family ties, feels a strong connection to their homeland, it has family there. Okay, so he's Canadian, he likes to be in Canada, makes sense. Maybe then we might want to start working on getting Canada as a nation with control points. That'd be cool. Prosperous, well off, and able to contribute meaningful funds to the cause, so he gets extra money. Computer scientist, an expert in the study of information. Okay, this generates the research there. Media darling, and this is the influence. Okay, this one actually comes with a negative though, so -4 to espionage when being detected by other counselors. Okay. Alright. Transparent always means exactly what they say. Apparent loyalty set to loyalty. I don't exactly know what that means, but +2% to mission control priority for our control points. Sounds cool. So it seems like he's more of a talker, and we kind of want him in Canada to try and get that going. Shuan, I'm going to call her Shuan, and I hope that that's at least semi-accurate. So she's undercover, so puppet persona conceals someone who is able to infiltrate enemy space installations without fear of identification. So she's more into the espionage. Actually, those stats, espionage and investigation stats, very nice. She's aware, +1 investigation for detecting other counselors. She's got a low profile, which is very nice. Evading detection. Government. Okay, she's part of the government, so she's got access to organizations that normally wouldn't be accessible to some. Never seems to express a strong opinion. Apparent loyalty set to 12. Okay, I don't know what that is. That part I don't really know yet. Suspicious. Actually inclined to distrust others. Okay, so she's really good at trying to figure out others, other counselors and things. So that's nice. A member of the political police. Okay. Okay, loyalty. Likely they are to betray their faction to another. Alright. Interesting. So she's good at espionage, investigation, and her persuasion's not bad. She has good security as well. One thing to note too is we can also augment them, so as they gain experience as they are doing missions, we can add more points to them. And actually he starts with 28, so we could give him something. Remove loss averse. Well, we don't need to do that yet. If we want to keep him in Canada, streetwise is not exactly a bad thing to have. Or an extra persuasion, because he doesn't have the best persuasion, but while he is in Canada, and if we want to try and get Canada, this would be a good trait to have. One other thing we want to do as well, what I remember, is we probably want to try and get another recruit. So we start with 50 influence, but so really the only one we can get is her. So we can get another person to start either doing public campaigns or being able to. Actually, she cannot try to control a nation, can she? But she can do public campaigns. Public campaigns is nice. Okay, so she's connected. She gets monthly influence. She's a pariah, so you do not want her to stay in Iran. We want to leave. We'll move her. With everything that's going on there currently, I mean, you know, and her loyalty is huge, so she's going to be pretty loyal to us for the entire game, and she's an expert. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll recruit you. So now we have 3 counselors, which is nice. I'm going to increase Antony's persuasion, because I feel like that's just going to be good to have. And I feel like these are all fairly straightforward to understand, so I'm not going to go over every single one. However, if you do have questions in the game and stuff about the game, please post them in the comments and I'll try to answer everything that I can. Do we want to get any orgs first? I don't really know. So this gives us a bit of monthly income and monthly influence, extra economy spoils, and science research. But it costs 80 money. This one doesn't seem like it does anything. This boosts our research by a lot. Wow. 19? Seems really good. Like, I feel like we should get something like this pretty quick to try and boost something. Some of these cost a whole lot. I like the idea of getting extra influence and money pretty quickly, so we'll get this one right away, I think. Yeah, and we'll assign it to him. Yeah, because that's going to boost both of these incomes by a lot. Okay, so now the meat of the game really is to figure out what we want to do.
Your orders?
And what we can do. So, where did the alien crash happen? It was in Russia, wasn't it? Oh yeah, here. UFO crash site. Do we have anyone? She could investigate the alien activity.
Standing by.
She also can.
Where to?
And so can Anthony. But I'm less concerned about him doing that. I would love to start working on Canada. So, controlling the nation of Canada, we can increase this to try and get a point in here. We could spend a whole bunch of our influence to have a really good shot at it. And that might be worth it right away. Yeah, spending 8 influence for a 70% chance. I think we're going to try. Basically what this means is you roll a D100 and on a 70 or lower, you gain control. So I think I want to do this because he is Canadian and that would be pretty cool.
Putting our people in place.
He's in his home nation, so it helps out a bit.
What's the op?
I would love to see... Oh, right. So she
Ready for my mission?
Can't control, but she can. So if you get like Iceland, it's only 80%. Estonia's 74. 77% for Morawantana. 2% over here. Kazakhstan. I mean, Kazakhstan would be nice because they do have a space program. Japan, things like that. Taiwan. Malaysia. Getting something over there. Like, if you take a big country, right, you kind of want to have... let's take Antarctica, right? Polynesian states. If we can work on a big one, right? So Greenland, Denmark. What is like Denmark? Poland. It's Russia. That's Denmark there. Oh, right, because that's Netherlands. 39. I might say, like, just send her to Iceland. Maybe we can get it. 24 billion. We can start controlling that. Gives us something. I think we assign.
Establishing our presence.
And then we send her to go investigate the alien activity. And assign.
We'll see what we can find.
So once we've assigned all of our missions, we can confirm the assignments.
Information about our currently selected councillor appears in the bottom right of the screen. Their available missions.
Thank you. Yes, councillor detection. They'll have other faction icons here eventually when people are detecting them. We can go to the counselor, figure out where they are on the map. We can click on them to see the details and see all the different missions they can do down here. But I think that's about it, because we're gonna have her do like public campaigning after this. But if we can control 2 nations right away, that'd be great. Okay, so we have completed the objective of assigning counselors to missions. Okay, yeah.
Our researchers are asking for your guidance in directing their efforts.
Okay, so now they want us to actually go into the research tab. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So, oops, that's not research. This is the faction tab. This one's research. So we're going to pause time here while we do this. So currently, we can kind of figure out with all the tech, we can take a look at the tech tree and go and get overwhelmed because because that's what'll happen if you just like look at this and go, holy moly, look at all these lines everywhere. There's so much, right? But basically there's three main technologies to research. Skywatch, which allows us to track alien vessels and structures. There's mission to space, so getting ready to get to space, and we are not alone. Which basically is the story mission. They want us to start researching that first. One of the cool things that I find about this game is that
our current counselors are stretched thin. I recommend we expand.
Yes, we already did. That we can set up to 3 points of our research here. So depending on how much we want to do and what we're trying to accomplish, we might want to put more in on something. One of the biggest things is so every faction can contribute towards these every month. So every faction does this exact same thing. However, if you are the one that put the most research into it by the time this finishes, then you get to choose the next one. So for example, if we go to that tech tree, if we put the most into We Are Not Alone, we could then pick out of the things that it opens up to what do we want to have next. Maybe arrival economics or sociology or domestic politics or whatever. So we get to choose that, which is pretty cool. And we're going to want to do that. We're going to want to be able to pick and choose what we do. Now these bottom ones, these resistance engineering projects, are a little bit different. So basically, when these complete, we get resources. So they are worth it to have and get done, or, you know, continually put some points into it. So for example, this increases our control point capacity. I don't think we need that yet because we have a lot right now. Operations research just grants us more ops points. Commercial gives us money. Audience gives us influence. We're going to want to continually research these, and we're going to get more as we unlock new techs and things like that. So, no, not show tech tree. Go back here. So we're going to start off with this one because it does give us more influence, and influence is always nice. Okay, so in control
on
point,
the left-hand side of your interface is the news feed. It will keep you apprised of important events.
That's very true. We have a lot here. We have a timer up here in case there's something specific we have to do. An event summary here to tell us really everything that's relatable to us. Mostly what's in our news feed in a bigger thing. And for every everything that we're looking at. So we have Detective Station belonging to Project Exodus, and the Academy are orbiting space. So for example, we have the Tiangong Station, and then, where is it? The International Space Station. So there we go. Those are all actual things in this game, which is really cool. They went all out on that. So we're going to speed up time because we can. We're gonna want to. So you see how, like, we're at speed 3, but we're just going through the hours of the day. So kind of just see as things are happening in the news feed as they go. And we can actually probably boost this up so it goes a little faster here. Every time an event happens too, it's gonna pop up like this. Operations sections report. So we may now recruit our faction's management team. We stand up resistance operations. We're selecting our internal management team to help oversee our affairs. While we're gathering personnel from a variety of disciplines, at your discretion will emphasize a particular specialty. So we can either get lobbyists and influencers, which increases our monthly influence, which I really do like. Our research team, which is also very good. Officers, which we just gain 50 ops straight up, which is very nice. And financiers and investors, I don't really think I care too much about that, which just gives us more money, but I think we'll be okay in that regard for a while. So I'm personally going to go take the influence first, because I feel like having the influence to do things on the map is beneficial to have early. I don't know if that's the case. And then if we press space, we can pause time. UN Security Council meets. Oop. We've encountered the Protectorate and the servants. Okay, cool. UN Security Council has met to discuss the alien arrival. Unfortunately, the hoped-for show of international unity did not materialize, with China, Russia, and the United States accusing each other of hiding knowledge about the alien crash and preventing full access to the site. That sounds very apt. We have an opportunity to shape events to our advantage, even make our case directly to the nations of the world. However, with the eyes of the world on these meetings, our counselor's risk of exposure to our enemies is extremely high. So we can remain in the shadows, where we just gain some ops. We can quietly steer support for the resistance, which is kind of cool. We get a little bit of ops and some influence right away, which is good. So we actually get half the ops, but we get 25 resistance. However, there's two other things that happen with this. We gain a small public opinion boost for the resistance around the world, so everyone likes us a little bit better. Or we can deliver... Oh, and the other thing is, information about the resistance will be exposed to our enemies. So, you know, people are going to start taking notice of us and go, hey, these guys are trying to do something. And they're not wrong. Or we can also deliver our manifesto, where we gain a whole bunch of influence. We just get a bigger boost to our public opinion around the world, but a lot of our information is exposed. I don't know if... I have a feeling like that's just like too much. So I like this quietly steer support, kind of working from the shadows a bit to start, trying to, you know, clear, you know, just steer things in the way that we want it to go, gaining a little bit of stuff. So I like that. So we're going to choose this one.
They are here to cleanse our sick world.
Oh.
The aliens are our saviors, and all who oppose them are enemies of the future.
Okay, so we've encountered the servants, has determined the aliens are of divine origin, and have declared itself their heralds and defenders. So these guys are basically going to be direct opposition to us.
Our only hope is to understand what the aliens want with us and determine how to satisfy them without losing our independence.
Okay, then the Protectorate, which is actually kind of similar to us. They want humanity first, however, they want to work with the aliens. Versus us, who want to make sure that the aliens aren't trying to just murder us, and if they are, protect ourselves against them. So, that's cool. So these guys are going to be probably allies to us a bit. We want to pause time because we don't want that going off here, but now that we've met them, we can kind of see a little bit about them. So for example, we can see what their resources are like. Wow, they have a lot of money. And they're gaining more money than us per turn. Same thing with influence. They've got some all right, so this is a cool view. They've got just as much science as we do, but I don't know what the cogs are. Interesting. They don't have any control points yet, so that's good. So now if we look at this, yeah, so you'll see how they're winning this race right now. I'm tempted just to put in 2 points then and boost this up to 2 so that it's 50-50, so this gets completed a little bit earlier. I don't think we can outspend them now, because even the Protectorate was putting in more than we were, and we had 75% of our income going in. So I don't think we're going to be able to choose that one, unfortunately. So I'd rather maybe focus on stuff like this then. You know what? Let's do that. 3367. So this actually gets done slightly before that. You know, depending on when and if we get anything.
Beacon complete.
Okay, we've investigated the aliens. Fantastic. We're just gonna bring that down to minimal, so when it ends, we don't lose a lot of time here. Learn some useful information from my investigation of the UFO crash site, and we will receive a small bonus to our xenology research going forward. Cool.
We have found something, Commander.
Fantastic. Despite heavy security, we were able to obtain some surveillance records of the crash site, as well as a small quantity of debris. We should have a project ready for research shortly, so we're going to gain 20 research and 20 influence. Fantastic. When it becomes available, we'll complete the Alien Signatures project. Okay, so if we take a look here, yeah, we don't have that available to us yet, but in our tech tree, alien okay, not in the tech tree. I guess it's a project then. Okay, that's fine. So can't do anything there yet. So while she's done her thing, now she's just kind of stuck there, right? So and that's fine. So she'll do more missions as we get closer in time. So new project available. So here's our new project that we can do. Allows factions to detect alien abductions on Earth. So if we change this project, we could do this. And switch that over, meaning that in March, so in less than a month, we'll be able to have this done. actually by the end of February. Let's do that. I have a feeling like that's going to be something that we're going to want to have. Okay, one humanity, okay. Growing realization that we are not the sole sapient species in the universe is causing many to see their fellow humans in a new light, leading to hopes that we can overcome our capacity for strife to address the alien arrival as one people. That's cool. Let's try to set aside our differences and go forward together. Wave of fear, okay. All nations gain a cohesion. I mean, that sounds okay.
Our presence is growing.
Okay. We have our first control point. Objectives. Tensions between various ethnic, religious, and ideological groups appear to diminish in the light of the alien arrival. Oh yeah, so this is... that's cool. There's so many things here. Continue. We can...
As we expand our operations, we will soon need the support of a large nation.
Yeah, which we're trying to do with Canada.
Our councillor has gained the support of people in key positions of power in a nation. We should consider what our priorities are for that nation.
Perfect. We'll actually get over there. So we have control nation mission success. We now have control of Iceland. Let's come back here. So here we're still paused. So now we're gonna take a look here at Iceland and how we can do the priorities and things. So directing the priorities of nations under our control, as well as keeping tabs on the development of nations under other factions. Control will be critical in our efforts to combat the alien threat. Take a moment to consider how you'd like the nation under our control to grow. So we have quite a lot of influence in that regard here. So, like I said, this game has a lot. And focus developing mission control for our space assets. They don't even have a space program, so not too worried about that. I think depending on which countries we get is going to depend on what we want to get here. If we want stable nations ready to face the alien arrival, we should move to keep cohesion from dropping too low. So we want to keep cohesion up, keep low, and inequality does not get out of hand. So, perfect. Continue. So we're going to take a look at what we can do. So we have a whole bunch of, so one, we have policies and things like this. We can't do policies yet. We have one region. So you'll see that there's two control points here. Each country has a specific amount of control points. If it has more than one is like the executive, and you cannot get this one until you have at least one other control point in that nation. So actually this is a big boost to our income here. We can see our relations, manage all of those, but right now allies, lots of allies in Iceland. Everyone likes Iceland. We can kind of set what we want to happen here, how we want to focus this. Currently, they use a socialist one. The resistance has their own, and this is if we choose like resistance, this is what the default setting is, not necessarily what we want. So it'll give us 12 money per year. You'll see there's also this yellow tag here. Basically, what this means, the nation's elite are receiving insufficient spoils to fulfill their desires. So they want at least 5% in here. Right now it's sitting at 4, so we want at least 1 point in there. So we can change out all of these points, like how much investment goes into all these things, etc. We're going to want to found a space program eventually. And this will take time. 12% of our capita goes towards there, and then also military would be good as well. So I think we can drop down knowledge and maybe start boosting towards founding the military, keeping that spoils up. Actually, yeah, I think this is okay. Knowledge government. The other side is working towards welfare and environment. I think that's okay. And then we're going to go forward and see if we get Canada as well here. So I imagine that mission should be done anytime now. They do want us to recruit a 4th counselor, so we'll end up doing that here too. We're gonna want... I don't know what we're gonna want. But we're gonna want something. Here, let's go up to 3. It's like 73%.
We were unable to establish control.
We were not able to get Canada. We're not. Okay. Well, we'll continue. We could repeat the mission if we want to try to do that as well. Like same thing here. We could try to establish that control. So once we get to the point of getting to assign our next missions, we'll look at getting a 4th counselor there. Because it does cost influence to do so. And I don't know how often they update. Enemies are planning, so now we're in that confirm assignment stage. So yeah, it takes about a week for all these. Can perform defend interest missions, which is crucial to our efforts.
Standing by for orders.
So she can defend assets. Okay. Orbit, investigate alien activity, contact, steal, turn, increase unrest, stabilize. She can advise, investigate, turn, steal. Okay. Intriguing. Okay, well, I might want her to come to Canada to do some public campaigning to try and boost Canada's
I will tell our story.
mission.
Ready for my mission.
That they like us, etc.
Ready.
Chuan, you can also campaign. However, we could try to just outright control Canada. Or, Iceland. Which is kind of cool. However, we're probably going to want to look at Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is an interesting country because they already have the space program. Cracking down, removing defenses, purging, public campaigning. We could campaign in Kazakhstan. Increase unrest, sabotage facilities, surveil, investigate, go to the ground. Oy. Okay. I think, honestly, let's try to have full
Putting our people in
control
place.
over Iceland.
I'm here.
That sounds like fun. I don't know. We are going to want another counselor as well. So do we have another one that only costs 30? No. They are all 60. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at who we have and kind of shore up the things that we don't have. They can control a nation, which is nice. We have 2 people that already can, so I'm less concerned about controlling that. However, controlling a space asset, that's kind of cool. We can advise and whatnot. So he has a lot more stuff to deal with. Projects and things and espionage. Yes, very good science. Each point of science increases counselor's research income by 1%, but currently he has no research income. Fantastic. So I don't think we're gonna go with Rajat. Rwanda, Mexico has some science and security, brings in money and influence. They're rich, eminent. That's cool. Transparent. I'm fine with transparent. Streetwise. And they're aerospace engineers. Okay. So they can surveil on top of advising. They can control, they can public campaign. Steal projects. What are their, they don't really have the greatest stats for stuff like that. And we'll come back to you, Miranda. Balgong Ind has high persuasion and administration. Percent of the counselor's money income and allows you control an additional organization tier. Okay. He brings in money for us because he's rich. He's a counselor where unrest is at least 6. Okay. Pollyanna. Sunny outlook, so he's pretty well always loyal, demanding. Oh, okay, I see. You don't want them to have people fail things, otherwise he gets less loyal. We have a rebel. Interesting. That could be interesting to have. He loses us money every turn, but he brings in a bunch of influence and some odds, which could be very good. Can turn counselors, surveil, protect, sabotage facilities, assassinate. I feel like this would be someone that might be good for us to have. However, like, what do we... He doesn't have a high, like, security, and security is kind of what you want in someone like this. Espionage and security, because security is kind of like how well they can survive. Interesting. He's an enemy of the state. Not perform missions in Iraq. I think that's okay. Firebrand. Anger. Appeals to the anger and fear of an uncritical audience. You get 4 influence, but -3 espionage when being detected. Oh boy. I don't think this guy's... He's also an addict. Hard target. Strike back when attacked. Cover. Rue. Striver. He needs less XP to level up, which is kind of cool. We want like him, but without like the addict and firebrand and stuff. She's a criminal. Interesting. Monthly income of 1. Huge influence. That's probably coming from Beloved. +1 persuasion. Oh, that's cool. She is a criminal. So -1 security, which she doesn't really have security anyways. She's really good at persuasion. Investigation. Who's... She can set a national policy. Okay, so she might be good to have. She can also inspire, control space assets. Wan Hai Zan, back to you here. She has even more influence, wow, and money coming in. Lower persuasion, better investigation, some security at the very least. Spends money on personal gratification. That's, I mean, whatever. -4 loyalty when our money is at 0 or less. Well, hopefully we won't get down to that point. Family ties. So in the United States, she's just better in the US, which is cool. Affluent. So she's immediate darling. Ooh, we could maybe try and get her to start working on the United States. Increase our perception there, because the United States would be a great country to control because of the space programs and so forth. So she's brazen. That seems fine. Lone wolf. She can't inspire. I feel like that's okay. Yeah. I'm liking her. Molly and Wahan. A seal. Has defend interests, which is a good thing to have. Not... I don't know. I think I don't care about anybody else. Alright, I think we're gonna go Molly. Get her. Someone else could get a organization. Right now we could only get Excalibur. But I don't think we really need to worry about that at the current moment. Okay. So we have Anthony, who is going to try to control Canada again. 66%, which is not the greatest. We could do a public campaign just to increase that.
Making our case.
All
At
right.
your service.
And then Molly, control. We have 0% chance to control the United States. However, she can investigate a counselor. Go to ground. Oh, she can't actually praise. I see. Maybe she wasn't the person that we wanted then. She has a higher chance to get the United States eventually. So we could have her surveil then, just kind of see what there is around. That's unfortunate. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. We can defend interests. So if we go to here, the policies that we have, yeah, we don't need to worry about doing anything there. Investigate a counselor. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that either. Go to the ground. Control. Is there anything else we want to control? We could control, like, Portugal. Attempt to. I mean, controlling countries does give us more boost, more income. Portugal seems like a good country too to have. Like, I don't know if there's like bonuses for having everything in a country, or like everything in a like if you have everything in North America or stuff like that, right? So I don't know if spreading out across the globe is what we want to do. We could get Belize. GDP of 5 billion. What's Portugal? 410 billion. I feel like Portugal would be nice.
Taking control.
Let's try Portugal then. Okay. Let's confirm those assignments. And then we'll kind of have this play out a little bit longer. I think we'll go through one more set of seeing if we get through these before we call this like a first episode. Because there's a lot going on in this game with everything that we want. Research, yeah, that tech. So if we take a look at our research, yeah. We're actually almost going to be done this one very soon, which will be very nice. You can see they've already started on the other ones, which, yeah. And I have an idea of what other people want to be working on as well, which is kind of cool. We can set this up to go faster here.
We've moved the needle.
Public campaign success. It's increased by 6%. Okay, that's actually
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
actually up to 20% now. Huge. So that could make it a lot easier for us to try to control in Canada now.
We still lack support.
Well, you tried. Our counselor was spotted. Okay. Detected by another faction in the Lisbon region of Portugal. Detected counselors are targets for enemy investigation or attacks. Okay. This is new. You may consider going to the ground to shake any pursuit. Okay, so we'll never see stuff like this again, so we might want her to go to the ground just so she can't get investigated. It'll show up in the news feed. Got it. Interesting. Okay. And will we control all of Iceland? That'd be cool.
We've got our people in place.
Executive power over this nation now belongs to us. Fantastic. Okay, let's pause really quick here. So, we want this one probably to become just... Oh, okay. So we actually can't change out just one of them. Interesting. Okay. We definitely want to keep welfare and environment going. Knowledge, I just want at a 2. It's like, I feel like a little bit into everything feels okay. But mostly into funding and founding a space program. Being able to have that go. I mean, we're getting a space program at some point in time, right? Does that matter as much here? Like, they're already at 8 out of 40 for a military. It would make more sense to increase the military here, so we get closer to having a military. Maybe. Okay. Just trying to figure out how much time to spend onto an episode for this as well. It doesn't look like anyone else has control over Canada yet, so that's nice. Actually, nations faction control. Oh, so some people have control. Dated some potential targets for acquisition. Holy moly. Okay. Spain, Poland are under control right now. Nothing in Kazakhstan yet. North Korea is Exodus, interesting. That's the International Space Station. Nothing in South America. Intriguing. Okay. So nations. Alright. Unfortunately, we can't get another counselor yet.
Ready to go.
But now, if we want to try to control Canada, we have an 80% chance if we spend 4.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
That.
Your orders?
And I would
Acknowledged.
love to start continually campaigning in Canada.
We'll make our appeal.
Okay.
Reporting in.
Mali. We only have a 49% chance there, so let's continue to try to get Portugal. I feel like that's Portugal is going to be a pretty nice boost to our income.
Establishing control. Ready to go.
Right, actually,
What's the op?
we might want her to actually go to the ground. Briefly.
Going silent.
Wait, no, not you. Shoot. I meant
Standing
Molly.
by for orders. Going into hiding.
And Shuwan
Reporting in.
could try to control here, or boost public opinion in the United States or in Canada. Is continually boosting
We
Canada.
must persuade the people.
I really want to get over here and get all of this done. Okay, so let's... I feel like this is going okay. Or we have her come to Kazakhstan and boost in Kazakhstan to try and get this a little bit going for us. 69%.
I will tell our story.
I feel like that's okay. Yeah. Let's do Kazakhstan. Let's see if we can try and get anything there. Yeah, let's unpause here. Maybe we can do like a month at a time, or at least right now. Try to get through
Initiating
February.
deep cover.
Perfect. Went into hiding. Perfect. That's fine, just so they can't investigate you.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Oh, you failed in Canada. Oh, that's unfortunate. Rolled an 85.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
That's nice. Very good for us. Currently. Project campaign alien signatures is completed, so we can now detect alien abductions on Earth. There's no doubt extraterrestrial life is touchdown on Earth. The many questions we have regarding its origin, its species, and its intent will have to wait. All that matters now is finding it. By cross-referencing reports of unusual events in the vicinity of the landing site with similar data from our global intelligence networks, we've developed a tracking system able to reliably identify disappearances, most likely resulting from alien activity.
Commander, we appear to have an alien on the loose.
Oh. Our studies of the crash site determined that a motile sapient life form survived the crashdown and moved with purpose into the nearby wilderness. We have no footage of the creature, nor any further sightings. However, we are receiving reports of strange occurrences in nearby communities, leading to disappearance of both animals and people. So far, no hard evidence that these events are related, but we should try to figure that out. So let's bring that down. Investigate alien abductions. Conduct a surveil location missions in regions near any alien crash sites. Okay, so we can investigate alien activities there, and then we'll want to research alien origins. So I have a feeling that once we have done that, we'll get this. The breeze made some kind of metallic alloy that is usually hard and strong. Okay. Right. Our analysis is correct. It suggests aliens have at least one base of operation within or very close to our solar system. Locating it would be valuable. So we want, in order to research alien signatures, we need to research Skywatch and Deep System first. The objectives: salvage any alien technology. So the more we learn about the aliens, the more our science teams are coming to feel that we are not as behind technologically as we initially feared. Alien designs are far more advanced than ours, and their material science is particularly impressive, but the alien equipment seems to be, most part, compatible with our own scientific understanding. That's cool. We gain access to some working examples of alien tech. Our research division believes that they should be able to reverse engineer them. I recommend you select a small and vulnerable alien target we can swiftly overwhelm, enabling us to loot the field and withdraw before the aliens can respond. Engage one of the following alien assets: facility, a landed UFO, a habitat, a warship, or an army. Intriguing. Okay, we're going to select this project because we are going to want more influence soon here. Either get another counselor or things like that, and then we might want to change that to something like this, depending on which one we want. Done. Looks like these guys are the only ones that want to do this one right now, so that's fine. Okay. Well, that's cool. So we need to surveil up here. So that'll be a mission that we can look at doing. Come on, get into Canada.
Our supporters are in place.
Perfect. That's huge. Foothold in a large nation and are on our way toward building a solid foundation of support for our cause. Gain an influence, we should move some right. Executive would be great. Control mission critical success. Huge. Okay, so we're actually going to pause it quick here now that we're in Canada. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. $2,000 billion. Or 2 point... No, that's... I don't know how to read that, do I? No, that's 2 billion. Okay. Okay, so economy-wise, we're doing well. Spoils, they want 8%. Rude. So we have to do 2 into it. That's unfortunate. A value that will decrease with investments into education and democracy. So we want to increase like the welfare. Yeah, welfare is good. Environment in Canada is good. I think we can drop knowledge just to keep it consistent with liberal digitalization. Okay. Unity and oppression, I don't think we need to worry about that yet. Yeah, I don't think either of those things need to worry about it. Funding wise, I think just having a little bit there. And then funding a space program, military, and building an army seems good to have. And slowly develop an atomic bomb in Canada. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Not when there's aliens on the loose. Okay. Fantastic. Huge, even. So we're going to probably want to try and control the rest here. As we do this, we'll get to the next one. So we have some ideas on what we need to get done now that we have Canada. No one else is in Canada yet. Fantastic. We don't want them to be. We want to be. Should come up with our our planning stage here. Control point with a good boost in Kazakhstan. Yeah, that's exactly it. We have a 37% chance
Your orders.
of controlling Kazakhstan. You also have a 37.
Where to?
You can crack down.
Ready for my mission.
You also have 37. Okay.
Ready for orders.
I'd like you to surveil, so...
Initiating surveillance.
Because
Ready
that's
for
what
orders.
it was asking us to do.
We should make every effort to understand the nation's social and economic situation so we can
Probably
best
look at
direct
this.
its
Should look at that
development to
first.
support our efforts.
So federations... okay, as in permanent alliance, they also share research and boost income. I see, so they're the lead nation of the Eurasian Union. Okay. Control points, which we already know. Okay. Overview, much unrest, GDP, right? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Military overview. They've got a pretty good military, it looks like. They have 30 nukes. Oh boy. Development overview, which is all very cool stuff. you have an idea of what they're interested in doing, investment points, and so forth. Funding-wise, research you're gaining, monthly boost, mission controls, people overview. Man, there's like so much in this game. It's insane to me. Sustainability, education, water, cohesion. That was inequality, right? Public opinion, and the nuke button, atrocities, basically. Nation tabs, priorities, policies. Oh, let's see, look at this. They actually have a few of them. So you can declare war, seek peace, grant independence, demand claims. Interesting. You can also abandon, but I don't know why you would do that. All the regions that you can have. Wow. So many. And international relations. How many armies they have, and their current counselors. Oh, so very cool. Okay. Molly, I would love you to attempt to control Portugal again.
Establishing our presence.
Ready.
Chuan,
What's the op?
let's attempt another public campaign
We'll make our appeal.
here. And Antony,
Standing by.
let's try to control more of Canada.
We'll be running this place in no time.
Try to boost our public opinion over here. I think we've confirmed all of our assignments. We can't, unfortunately, get anyone else
Eyes up.
currently. Intel. Okay, xenoforms detected in the. Okay. So we've already surveilled. Wow. Okay. We've detected what appears to be alien microbes and plants in the Arkhangelsk region of Russia. They are thriving and threaten to displace the native Boeotia, which strangely does not seem to be resisting the advances to the degree we expect. Direct application of force, either by a counselor mission or army operation, should be able to reduce or even eliminate its spread. Yet preparations of a research project to better understand this phenomenon. Future notification of this type will not trigger newsfeed or summaries. Okay, very cool. So we're going to start getting that type of stuff. Didn't think that was... I thought it would take longer. New project available now. Counselors and armies do 25% bonus damage to xenoforming. Okay. I want to finish, I think, the audience first, and then maybe we start going towards alien flora. Just to really give us a nice boost so we can get some more counselors, I feel.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Well, that's unfortunate. Did not get there.
We fail to take control.
Oh, come on, everybody. Why are we by 1%? You know how unfortunate that is? It's at 87%.
We've gained significant
All right.
support.
2 of the 4 control points here. Perfect. That's huge. Yeah, we need to boost up welfare. What do we need to do for our target for welfare? 20%. I feel like that's not on us. Wait. Priority is when inequality is high or is increasing. So how do we change this? Okay, so we just have to increase spending in welfare. We don't have to have welfare go up a lot. Just slowly it'll start going down, which is nice. Okay. Founding the space program is going to be huge, so Canada can have its own. Military spending, trying to get this to a 1, and then building an army, slowly developing that atomic bomb. Unity. Yeah, we don't need unity or oppression currently. So, funding-wise, just increases our money that's coming in, honestly. Not a bad thing to do. Alright. Quite happy with that. I don't know how we have not gotten Portugal. Okay. Undefended Project Exodus one in here. So we could...
Where to?
Purge them, which is kind of funny. We're not going to. In order to control here, we still need some public campaigning.
Making our case.
Antony.
Ready.
At your service.
Oh. Excuse me. You are, You're encroaching on us? I don't exactly like that. Especially since you're not putting in points into the welfare. Okay, I have a feeling we're actually going to want to try to control Canada.
Taking
and getting
control.
That executive point then.
Reporting in.
You can public campaign down here as well. And
Standing
then
by.
Molly. You have like no chance really of doing that. We can advise. Investigate a counselor. Go to the ground. We can defend. I don't think we need to. %0 to purge. And you have to spend... Oh dear God, that's insane. Vice and national policies, defending interests. Really want Portugal. You can do it.
We'll be running this place
Eventually,
in no time.
right? That's everybody. Double that up. I'd love to finish off. Ooh, advisory team. Okay, we can appoint our faction's chief advisors with our management team on board. Can recruit our core group of advisors to assist our interactions and oversight with nations aligned with our causes. National investment points we direct to economy are increased by 10%. National points we direct to found space program are increased by 5, and boost are increased by 5. That seems good, like late game. On the generals, military and building army, welfare and knowledge. Okay, I think focusing on economic development or even emphasize international aid would be good. Okay. Because we're doing that in all the places we want anyway, so why not just boost it?
The people will come to our side.
Perfect. Huge.
The Surat al-Baqarah teaches that in the creation of heaven and earth, a wise people may find the signs of Allah. Let us heed those words and join together as we take our search into the stars. Director Khalid al-Ashgar from his khutbah at the first conclave of Muslim astrophysicists.
Okay. Mission to space has been completed. Project Exodus contributed the most and has selected the deep space propulsion concepts as the new direction for global research. Existing in space is a different animal than merely traversing. If we plan to go from tourist to resident, we must adapt. Logistics require resupply missions planned months in advance, while engineering must cope with long-term exposure to solar radiation and the rigors of equipment maintenance in a vacuum. Likewise, our psychologists must develop a training regime so personnel are able to maintain peak performance environment where up and down do not exist. Yep. We have of course been able to travel into space for some time, but now we must establish how to do so easily, regularly, cost-effectively, and in far greater numbers than ever before. This renewed mission to space thus entails a mission to change many of our most fundamental preconceptions, yet all these hardships are entirely necessary, for only once we are comfortably beyond Earth's orbit can we hope to explore, exploit, and ultimately even settle upon our neighboring worlds, and in time perhaps beyond. So the things that we're able to now do, our current chance to unlock a project once all requirements are fulfilled is shown. We'll unlock living quarters. Okay. So new project available. Social Science Lab.
Our case remains unheard.
Oh, failed that. Okay. We're gonna take a quick pause here. Social Science Lab means we can construct the following HAB module. Think tank. Okay, so this is for space. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that yet. Okay, we're halfway done this one, which is nice. Deep space propulsion, not worried about it so much. Yeah, we're gonna finish this before they're done this one because we kind of want to take the next one to focus where we want to go with that. Okay. Eventually we'll try to purge out the person here too. 2 controls. Come on, Portugal. It's just continually attacking, destroying, destruction, and so forth. Seems like it's going longer this time. It's not. Okay. Well, either way, after we see these 2 control
Our presence
points,
is growing.
Fantastic. Finally, we're in Portugal. That's going to increase.
We're taking over.
Perfect. We've gained executive control of Canada. we've heavily invested ourselves in this nation. Our opponents could severely hamper our efforts if they attack us here. Control points may be attacked by other locations by crackdown and purges. Be on the lookout for other factions, counselors, conducting missions in nations that we control.
Remember, Commander, we have enemies out there, and not just extraterrestrial ones.
Right. So we want to defend interests occasionally there. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Control mission success. So that means we do want to change around some of these priorities now, because we do want to have stable welfare, even though they do not care for that. Small amounts of spoils, which is fine. Environment, knowledge, government. Funding wise, again, we're just kind of changing this around. Military, 8% into that. We're going heavy into founding the space program along the lines with who are these guys? Whoever these ones are. So same thing. And then building that army as well, because having control of an army is going to be relatively good. Well, the academy. Okay, so we haven't actually really met the academy yet. We're in Portugal as well. Okay, so yeah, we can kind of boost similarly to what they're doing right now. Is fine. Go more into funding so we get more money out of Portugal. Getting boost here would be good. 4% into boost. And having an army. Building an army. I don't think we care about atomic bombs in Portugal. At least not yet. I feel like we always want a little bit into environment and welfare, no matter what we do. It feels like a good thing to do. Okay. But with that, we are going to pause the game here. Yeah, so this is Terra Invicta. What a crazy massive game this is, and it's only been a month. I've been playing this for only a month in game, and it feels like there's just so much. But Honolulu, we could get there. I mean, eventually we're going to want to start pumping points into the United States now that we control Canada, which is huge. Yeah, I think that would be ideal. Trying to get into here. We'd have a lot of military, nuclear weapons. Yeah, like it feels like it would be good. We want to increase that welfare though, that's for sure. Custom, digitization, centrist, custom. That's funny. Okay. But yeah, that's where we'll call it. Hopefully you enjoy this. We're going to attempt to play this as much as we, probably like one video a week, until we're done with the game. I'm hoping, like, at least for the first few of them, I don't know how fast in between they are, but we'll look between like 1 and 2 months of gameplay each time. But the fact that you can drop this down to like mere like seconds, like real time, is insane. So I don't know what that means for how the game is going to look later. So I don't know what the end goal or time is, whether that's like 2030 or 2100, you know. I don't know. So we'll see how all this goes. Yeah, and hopefully you enjoy this, and we'll see you later. So thanks again for joining us. Bye for now.